Hi everybody, and welcome back to the MRE Security YouTube channel. My name is Evan Isaac, and today we'll be taking a look at Section 4 of the API Security 2025 CTF. In this section, we'll be taking a look at Bug Bounty Hub. There are 3 challenges, and the first challenge says Bug Bounty Hub is a new platform where security researchers can report vulnerabilities. The platform looks polished, but sometimes appearances can be deceiving. Can you find a way to extract hidden information from the system? And we do have a URL here, so let's head on over to this URL. And we can see that we have a login and registration page, so we can quickly register, and we could just try, let's say, admin@mresecurity.com. We'll do our username, so that's mresecurity1, and then test 1, 2, 3, bang. So it looks like email's already registered because I did record this before. So we'll just do something like testing@mresecurity.com. And again, we'll just do mresecurity1 as well as test 1, 2, 3, bang. So after registering, we have a few buttons here. We have the view my reports, report templates, and submit new report. So let's head on over to report templates, since that seems to be the biggest thing here, right? Whenever you see something related to templates, the first thing that should come to mind is server-side template injection. So looking at this web page, we can see that there is template syntax, and templates use a simple syntax to display reports. And underneath it, it says, for advanced users, we use Jinja2 templates. So just by this information, it's safe to say we most likely have a server-side template injection. And essentially what that does is whenever a developer, let's say they're using Flask on the back end, they'll use Jinja2 as their primary to show data within the web page. And you can use these squiggly brackets to figure out different kinds of variables, and it'll display the values onto the web page, right? So if we do report.title, and let's just quickly create a new template to showcase this. So we'll just do something like test, and we'll keep report.title, and we'll save it. So we have to come over here, and we'll just put the title as something like, this is a test, testing 1, 2, 3. So when we submit the report and we go back, oh, here we go, preview. So here we see that it now says this is a test with the low severity, and then testing 1, 2, 3. So right here and right here, it looks to be that they are using some form of variable, which we just saw when creating the template. As you can see right here, we do get the report.title and report.description. Now, if you've never done server-side template injection, there is a fantastic platform called Payload All the Things. So if you look up SSTI, Payload All the Things, Jinja2, you can go over to the GitHub page, and they have a bunch of different things, but because that Jinja2 is based around Python, we're going to stick to Python. All you gotta do is click on the Python, and we see that we have a ton of stuff. This is not a Django application because they told us that it's Jinja2, so let's stick to Jinja2. We can verify that there is a basic injection just by doing something along the lines of this. So we'll copy the 7x7 payload, and we will paste it in to everything. And we'll just click save. We could see that this does not get executed, but when we go over here, we do see that there are 7 sevens on the board, indicating that there's most likely going to be server-side template injection. So heading back on over to the GitHub, we can take a look at some additional things, and something that I like to do is try to find an RCE payload. So we can try a few of them. We'll try this one first just to see if it works. So we'll go back over to templates, we'll create a new template, and we'll just name it something random. We'll paste this in, and we'll just do ID. And what this is going to do is it is going to run the OS module through Python and then execute the ID and read the output. So when we click save, we can preview it, and we can see that we are root on the file system, which is great to know, because now we have RCE. We know that we have RCE. So now we can go back and we can start to play with some of the functionality. So the first thing that you would normally do is try to get a reverse shell, but we're not going to start doing that because it's a little bit frustrating to do, especially when you don't have a VPS. I did do a video about how to get a free VPS, but we're not going to really go into that today. Instead, what we're going to do instead is we're going to do just an ls-tech-la. And essentially what this is going to do is it's going to list all the folders, all the files, and all the hidden files or directories within our current location. So we can click on save and we can click preview, and we can see that we do get a few things. The first is app.py. Second is flags as a directory, as we can see by the D here, as well as a couple of other things like the static, as well as the templates and the requirements.txt. But what we're going to mainly be focusing on here is the app.py as well as the flags within the directory. So we'll come back over here. Again, we'll just say get flags and we can paste this in. So we could do something along the lines of, let's say, do an ls-tech-la, and then we could just say flags. Since it is a directory, it'll go to that directory and then showcase the flags or whatever is within it. And it looks like there are .txt files with all the different kinds of flags. So going back, we could do something pretty basic, and we'll just say got flags as the name, and we'll change this to cat flags / flag1.txt, and we'll paste this in 2 more times. So that's flag 1, that's flag 2, that's flag 3. Save it and preview it, and we now retrieve all 3 flags for this challenge. Now, I kind of skipped ahead because, to be honest, this is the unintended way of doing things. This is also the only way that I found to do stuff. I'm sure there's another way because it says here stack trace reveal secrets. So I'm assuming that we have to produce an error somehow within the application. But if there's an unintended pathway, most of the time I take that and I run with it, just because the developer didn't put in proper security measures for me to not do that. So we'll come back over to here and we will paste it into our dashboard. So there's the first challenge. Here's the second challenge. And here is the third challenge completed. Awesome. And that's all for this episode. I hope you did enjoy. If you did, please let me know in the comment section down below, and we'll see you in the next one. Please like, subscribe, and take care.